So what are visual schedules? They are visual representations of your child's day-to-day life, including the activities that they'll be tasked with for that day. Generally, when we think of these visual representations, we want to think about an easier way to communicate with your child about these activities. So these schedules can come in many forms, but are often made up of pictures or drawings and brief descriptions about each task. The goal of these visual schedules is to provide a way for your child to easily understand what is going on in the day so they can more readily navigate their own experiences within the schedule. That being said, visual schedules are helpful in managing routines and behavior because they allow daily tasks to be made more predictable for your child, and that in itself often makes children more comfortable with switching from task to task. It also offers them more time to adjust to tasks that they might already perceive as difficult, and it allows for more self-control as they go about these activities. Next, I'll go over how to create a visual schedule and helpful tips for implementing this strategy in your home. First, it's important to understand that a visual schedule needs to be easily understood by the child using it. Keep in mind that when looking at the visual schedule, your child should be able to answer these 4 questions. What am I doing right now? How do I know I'm making progress? How do I know when I'm finished? What comes next? The most helpful way to do this is by making the schedule interactive. This might mean cutting up some pictures or drawings of activities and using Velcro to rearrange them on the schedule. And then you can take away or add tasks when activities are completed. It also allows for the child to be involved in arranging these activities on the schedule. You can get as creative as you want with it, but interactive schedules are just more effective. I have some examples of these schedules, and keep in mind that this can be entirely made to fit your child's needs and your family's lifestyle. We have a morning one, a truncated task list, which might be helpful if you have a child who tends to get overwhelmed with longer lists of activities. If you have a child who might do best knowing a longer period, then a more thorough schedule might be best for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and it does require a little experimentation and seeing what works well in the long run. Implementing any new strategy with your child may not be easy, and implementing visual schedules can be difficult to start, so I'll go over some strategies that might help. First, integrating preferred activities or tasks that generally tend to be more interesting or enjoyable for your child can better motivate your child to complete tasks that tend to be more difficult. These preferred activities can act as a reward and a much-needed break from completing these tasks, which might make your child respond more actively when using this type of schedule. Second, it's important to be consistent when using the schedule. Mind you, we are building a routine, and routines only get easier with consistency over time, so your child will be better able to utilize this strategy if it's implemented consistently. Lastly, if using the schedule results in some difficulties, you can always blame the schedule. It takes a bit of the load off any reactions that may occur because ultimately it's a new strategy. Maybe it needs to be adjusted to fit in well with your family's specific needs, or maybe everyone just needs some more time to get used to it. That is perfectly okay. And really, that's the best part of this strategy. Visual schedules can and should be adjusted to fit your child's specific needs. You decide what type of schedule you want, whether that means how many tasks are represented at any given time, or choosing which tasks to present for a specific period of time, such as only showing morning tasks and then switching over to afternoon tasks. You can also add in a surprise section or activity that serves as a placeholder for some new ideas you have or activities you want to try, and this can provide a bit of fun to the schedule and a break from a more rigid structure. All of this is to say that visual schedules are useful tools in helping to manage your child's behavior and their involvement with daily activities.